want financial freedom, you must solve business problems. It's far easier to try to become successful than staying there to be poor. It's just the sheer zeal that, listen, I don't want to sit at home. I have to do something for myself. So when the man is sitting back, asking for somebody to hold your hand, they have no confidence in themselves. The moment a man becomes confident in who he is, nothing will stop him.
Where do we start from?
His books is a good start. If you so believe that you need 10,000 to start something, go to if you are writing business plan, proposal, looking for investors, and nobody knows you, the time that you are using to go and look for investors, use that time to go and do something. Because I know people who have gone everywhere to look for investors, capital, and they're still looking. That capital is you.
Indeed, the capital is me. What daily habit or routine has contributed most to your long-term success?
Knowledge acquisition every day. How many Ghanaian musicians, footballers, innovators started abroad and are known globally? The Africa that we say is bad is the same Africa that is bringing this.
How about the problems that comes on the path of trying to produce something? How do we deal with it?
Everything that you want to birth, any greatness, there's pain. That's how the world operates.
You're welcome to Konnected Minds podcast. My name is Derrick Abaitey, and thank you so much for being a part of this family. I appreciate every one of you that watch this podcast. And the people that always make it to the end, I always want to know who you are in the comments, so we would know that you are one of our champions. I'm speaking to an engineer, an entrepreneur, a man that I've already spoken with on this podcast before. One of the most requested guests to come back on the show because of what he preaches and what he stands for. He's changed a lot of people's minds about Africa. He speaks about the African consciousness, what we really need as a people to liberate our minds and our financial lives. Engineer Kwabena Obeng Darko is my guest today. We are talking about mindset, business, success, and the African consciousness. And for the people in the diaspora who are thinking of coming back home to do business, this is what this conversation is about. But interestingly, I've got two of my students from the Konnected Academy who have come in here. So they are my audience today. And they would ask some questions at some point in this conversation. Stick with me, share this, and be part of this family. You're welcome to my studios again, Senior Man Obeng Darko.
Derrick, yes. I'm glad to be back.
Yeah.
Thank you. This is a new place.
Yes.
We had the other one.
Yeah.
In the other place.
Yeah.
And this is a more expensive one. Yeah.
Yeah. Continuous improvement.
That's right.
Yeah. I think it's necessary. I have a lot of respect for you, for what you do. But I really want to understand why you chose to get on this path.
Which part?
The path to liberate people.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. And your seminar, I enjoyed it. Fantastic class. Yeah. From the beginning to the end. I was thinking I would lead to another program. I had to stay. And thank you for changing minds and investing in our people. Thank you very much. Why I took this part? Did I really decide to take this part? I think when you're growing up and you have the heart to share, and you want people to do well, nature by itself, God by himself, your part will be directed towards that, because I think we eventually express what is in our heart. The burdens that we have, the problems that we see, the pains that we see people endure, the laugh that we have for people. I think eventually that's the part that we all take. So if you don't have any pain, you don't see the pains of others, you don't see any burden in your society, you will tend to live for yourself and for your own glory. If you see the masses and you see what you can do in your little way, I think that is really the essence of life. And that's what I took that.
Just to let you know that I haven't prepared for this conversation. I have a fair idea of how I want the conversation to go. But you being a leader in this field and a thought leader in the conversation about money and success, I know we can take this in a direction that would benefit the two of us and our audience. But as an engineer, you could have focused on your other businesses that you have running. What I really want to understand is, what problem did you see that made you want to solve?
Why I took this part of sharing what I know. I went to Kwabena University. I did agricultural engineering there. I did MS in engineering as well. I went to Bukwari School. I was good in mathematics. I was actually one of the top mathematics and physics students.
Wow.
Yeah. My mates will know that. I remember after national service, I pulled a book and I wrote what I would love to see the next 10, 20 years in my life. And I think one of it that kept, showing up was my love to see Africans live their greatness. And this was, I started reading mainly. I started reading maybe latter part of secondary school, entering university. When we completed secondary school, we stayed at home for 2 years. And so I stayed with my mother's junior sister. The man is a pastor, so there were a lot of books. I read a lot of religious books. And then we entered university, was still some bit of religious books. Then I started to read, management, business, entrepreneurship. And so I think it's the concentration of knowledge. And anybody who is a student of books, who's a lover of books, who loves knowledge, eventually at a point in time, whatever you put in you would have to find a way to come out. And I think that people who write books, who share knowledge, is because of what they invested in themselves. So I think part of me writing and sharing is not so much the engineering, it's not so much the business that I built, but the fact that I consumed a lot. And people, when you consume something, it's because people, cook them. And there's no better way to give back than to just share what you took from others. And so I think many writers, many thought leaders are just people who love knowledge. So at a point in time, it starts to come out. I call it concentration of knowledge. If you see this cup here, if you put a lot of water in it, it will start to overflow. And there's no way to let it go out. If it doesn't go, it will frustrate you. It probably will kill you early. So I think that was it. That was it.
Most of the questions I've had has been around your entrepreneurship acumen as an individual. You don't just share knowledge because you've read it somewhere. You live it. You are a testament of it. You have a business that you run. Talk to me about that path too. Derrick.
Okay, so our business, we are into, I did a lot of project business. So it could be agriculture business, agriculture projects, construction projects, all various projects, electrical projects. Actually, we have worked with a lot of institutions in our country. For the first 10, 15 years of my business, that was it. We were focused on building, working on projects for semi-government institutions and private institutions as well. So I would not want to mention their names, but we did a lot of units, construction units for companies and doing some projects, major ones. But along the line, I saw that it would be better, or it would have been better for me to, especially the construction side, just to focus on my own projects.
Why?
Because when you build, you finish, you take the money, they own the property. And when there are stresses or when there are non-payments, you suffer with them. So if you have money, then why don't you look at yours as well? So along the line, we also branch into our own development.
Where did the desire come from?
The desire to branch into our own. After having made a lot of errors and mistakes, I remember there was a time we worked for some people and they owed us in millions. And we also owe people. They were pulling us and we could not take from them as well. And eventually had to negotiate. So, but it's business. Business, when you start, it's a journey. You're learning. And when we start, there are a lot of errors that we made. Because I didn't come from so regulated business background. I just had a desire to be to myself. The more you acquire a lot of knowledge, the more you see that for you, if you want to live life on your own terms, you would have to take the path that many people will not want to take, which is entrepreneurship, actually. And so that path that we had to take, which we did not have a lot of preparation, a lot of knowledge, we cut ourselves through a lot of bad decisions. And that's why we got to a stage I decided to say, okay, how do we channel all this knowledge, all these experiences, all these pains into something beneficial? So that's why we went into development as well. And we are into fashion production and fashion retail as well. So we've been through some other things. But I hardly share a lot of these businesses that we own. Why? Because what pushed me into sharing was I saw the need for us to rediscover ourselves as Africans. That journey would not have to have a lot of business sense. I had to see the shift of minds. I don't think that it's just us building businesses and employing people that will change our continent. Because if you meet any thought leader or any leader that you have talked to or you listen to, you see that they talk about our mindset, the way we see ourselves, the way we think. And I think that kind of solution will come from people who are thinking at a very high level. And that will be an intellectual exercise. So that's why I really focus on that, the mindset. So my Facebook was perspective, how to develop the mindset to start and build your own business. I focus on the mindset, the journey that I had to go through to shift my mind from just looking at everybody and saying that they're doing well, but where are the Africans?
For a man who speaks very much about starting a business without capital, how did you get your capital?
Capital. I was the capital. Capital from where? That's what many people would want to look at. I think that when you watch a lot of business discussions and education, you must situate it in the systems or in the culture or in the environment that you come from. There are a lot of things that the West particularly have taught that we have blindly copied and tried to apply as if they work here. So, for instance, if you pick a typical business tutorials, you have to have an idea, and then you have to have some equity, some investor, and these are the way that you regiment them. For many of us in our country, I don't think that's the part. The people that I saw, my uncles, my grandparents, the things that they did, what they did that they will say they are not business. They just started with that they had, and that the zeal, the passion, said I want to do something for myself. And what do I have to start with? The first step that you have.
But that's the question.
Yes.
What do we have to start with? What is that thing?
Well, it's more of a mental thing first.
Okay.
You must accept that, okay, this is the path that I want to take.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, many people who are looking for what they call capital, they are looking at something different from what I see. Because if you look at the economy in Ghana, about 80% of us, our source of income is from us.
Okay.
We are not employed.
Okay.
Those other countries that you look at, I think maybe just about 10% of them are really people that create their own businesses. Okay? Many of them in those countries rely on working for some organizations, some governments, some individuals, and being paid. Our statistics are different. And so that's why we have a lot of young people looking for jobs. Why? Because the jobs must be created by people. And if you look at the percentages, many of us, the jobs that we have to do will be the jobs that we have to start ourselves. And so when you say that you're looking for capital in such an economy, where many people have started something just by going to see Derrick, say that, okay, you have blocks here. Can you give me some to sell? That's the way you start. You see, when you come from those cultures where the business must be staged like, the way you have started, and an office, a car, a project is set for you, a product is developed, you take it to the market, you have a marketing manager, sales manager, accountant, operations. That's not how many of us will have to start with. Because the structures that we need to start from that level are non-existent in our country.
Okay, so if you use me as a case study.
Yes.
Use me as a case study.
Yes.
And say, Derrick, you are 20 years old today, right? You didn't start with capital. But what steps do I have to take to also be able to have my business?
I think that is the ambition. And I told you the self-investment, the knowledge. The knowledge itself is the capital. building yourself. You can't come out of schools wanting to start something with your engineering degree, because not much was taught on business itself, and even the self-discovery that you have to go through, the mental shift that you have to go through, the environment that you have to understand. The typical graduate, like the young people here, listen, when they come out of school, you are either thinking of going to do masters, looking for a government job, going for a multinational job, something like that. Many of us will not even think of staying in our country in the first place. So that automatically shifts you from you even looking at opportunities in our country. Listen, business, many of us will start by taking the first step, which is looking at problems, looking at something to sell, looking at a service to offer, and sometimes for free. For many of us, if you're looking for 100,000 to start business, look at your father, look at your mother. You see, it's not about just arguing like many people will think. Look at your reality. Because the people who are asking for capital, it's obvious that they don't have it. It means that they come from background that nobody is there to help them. So when you come from that kind of background, okay, go to Abosokaya and see. A lot of the young boys who are there doing goro work, what capital do they have? It's just a sheer zeal that, listen, I don't want to sit at home. I have to do something for myself. And if they go there and they're hardworking and they're honest, they can see people looking for parts. And they know people who are selling those parts. And the services that they provide there, they can have something to start with. If you are looking for capital, if you so believe that you need 10,000 to start something, go to construction site. You have energy, carry something. Go to the market. Look at our sisters who are selling tomatoes there. Where did they have the capital to start it? When you talk like that, people think that, I've completed university, so I can't do that. But the same university person will move from Ghana and go to another place and do whatever they have to do there. It's only when it comes here that we are thinking that we have standard. Okay, so I think that if you're serious, it's for the serious man. Not everything is for, I think this one is not for the one who is waiting for somebody to hold their hand and give them money. It's for somebody who says that, listen, I'm tired of this situation. I want to do something for myself. And we are saying that your network, the people that you know, your background, the people that your parents know, the people that you talk to, your friends, your WhatsApp page, the people that you can easily call. If you so need something to start, it's within that. It's within that. And that's how you start. And it doesn't have to be nice to start with.
It doesn't have to be nice.
No.
Why?
Why does it have to be nice? Because you already don't have anything anyway. It's just like the seed that you want to plant. It goes to the dirt. Does it have to be nice? Does it have to worry about me going to the dirt? Because you have to be planted, then you can germinate. So I think that you look at your situation and tell yourself, listen, these are the things that I have, and so I have to start something. And so I think that many of us, if we stop the argument of me waiting for somebody to hold my hand and daring to do whatever I have to do, not crime, not something wrong, but at least something decent, all of us can do something. I know a man who is at office, 70-year-old man. He started to move the brown boxes that people, you buy a machine and they come with. They started to gather them and sell them to people, industries. And that man, the other day that I was talking to, he had about 70,000 in his account. You know how he started? We were talking. He asked me something. I said, but you can start to pack because we bring things. The things that we sell, we bring some of them. And the boxes that are left, So he started to gather them. I drew his mind to it. And now, that is his business. He bought a boboya from that business. Somebody stole it, he bought another one. Now the man is even collecting plastic bags. Okay, the sachet one. I think that anybody who is trying to wait for capital to start anything that he has never done is not ready yet. If you're so ready, you start something. Because the guy who's telling you he needs capital, his phone is 55,000. And many people have started some things with 200 Ghana cedis. I know a gentleman who he sometimes brings me some. Inchewie, roasted corn.
Roasted corn,
yes. Right. And Inchewie and Kati. He heard us talk that you can do something. This is a guy with a master's degree or something like that. And now he even exposed some of them.
Wow.
I think that you can learn a lot of this business concept from everybody, everywhere. But when it comes to our country, if you're writing business plan, proposal, looking for investors, and nobody knows you, the time that you are using to go and look for investors, use that time to go and do something. You'll be better off. Because I know people who have gone everywhere to look for investors, capital, and they're still looking.
Senior.
Because really, that capital is you.
Senior.
Yes, sir.
I think you've given us 2 examples already.
Yes.
5 businesses
Yes.
that people can start
Yes.
without capital.
I don't know why people want people to chew everything for them. Business is looking for problems in our society.
Okay.
You can't be even direct about which business to start. If you go out of this building now, we can see hundreds of problems that are there. And any one of them, the trained mind contain any one of them.
The trained mind.
Yes, into business. The trained mind.
How do we train our mind?
Self-development.
Where do we start from?
Knowledge acquisition. You need knowledge to face life. Not the classroom knowledge. Knowledge to discover yourself, your strength. As a matter of fact, I start with, even as Africans, knowledge of ourselves, our history. Because that changes the game for everybody. And that changed the game for me, actually. Because in many of us, the way our mind is, we really don't have a lot of confidence in ourselves. And we don't have a lot of confidence in our country. And even in our own people.
Well, before we solve the problem,
yes.
Why don't we have that confidence in ourselves?
Because of the way we were brought up. You cannot develop confidence as a people or as an individual if you do have good memory of who you are. And many of us as Africans, we don't have good memory of ourselves. The kind of connection that we even talk about, the history that we know as a people. Many of us, we can't go beyond 200 years. Some of us will even stop at 1957 Ghana Independence Day. That kind of history will never make you strong, because every time that you get up as an African, whether it's the Africans who are saying a lot of negativity to you, or everybody else is telling you that we are nothing. Listen to radio, watch TV, go to the classroom. Everybody is trying to tell you that to look everywhere but Africa. So that breaks your confidence in your own ability to do something for yourself. And so when you come out, I would say that the onus is on you to read history, not 50-year history. I will go as much as 10,000-year African history, beyond the lies that the Europeans have promulgated. Because that's where the problem is. Because you can see a very nice lawyer, prominent in our society, become successful. Interview him. Half of the statements, if you're really critical, you see that you can never build your confidence with a lot of the statements from what they are saying. Why? Because they themselves have not studied the history. There's no group of people who are not proud of their heritage and where they come from, who have become successful and creating their own destinies. So the self-confidence is key, the self-identity is key. And for me, that is what, if there is anything that changed the game for me, it is when I started to study that I became so much relaxed, because the history bonds you. The people that have studied African history to a very, deep level, when they meet, they don't mistrust themselves. They speak well of themselves.
Where do we start from?
Where do you start from? There is a lot of information by African writers, Pan-African historians. Our own president, Dr. Nkrumah, his books is a good start. I have one that I'm reading, Africa Must Unite. Just read it. It's gold. So the tools, we have them. If you have completed any course anywhere, it doesn't matter the PhD from anywhere in the university. If you're any university in the world, if you're an African, the knowledge that you need to repair yourself to face life, this world that they have created for us, that they say that the Africans are nothing. The other day I was doing a program and somebody said that somebody from Nigeria went to some of these universities, top universities, and they were teaching them some economics. And the man asked the lecturer, so all these examples that you're giving, what is Africa? You know what the lecturer said? No. He said that Africa is not part of the global economy. Now, this is the psyche that they have on us. And you are here trying to go where? And so if you don't develop your mind to situate things, you become so much frustrated. And that's why sometimes even our people who have become so much successful still feel inadequate, because they compare the complexities of Africa and where they are. So I say that the calmness will come when you start to study your history. And it does the magic. If you don't, there's no people who are not proud of their language, their culture, their tradition, who are prominent.
Wow.
Never.
Let me stop you here for a minute. We are on a journey of changing the minds and the lives of people. So if you haven't subscribed and become part of the family, please hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification. Thank you. Now let's carry on with the conversation. Finished university, did some work, started a business, now enlightening people on this journey. After I have started discovering myself by reading this whole African consciousness stuff, getting deep into our roots. What will be the next step?
Once you have discovered yourself, nobody will tell you what to do. It's just like if you put something that, let's say there are some chemicals when you put here, you leave it, it will rise. You know, the same thing. The force is in that. That force, because the moment a man becomes confident in who he is, nothing will stop him. There's no great achiever who does not believe in his own ability to create his own destiny. So when the man is sitting back, asking for somebody to hold your hand, they have no confidence in themselves. And I see a lot of us, we are trying to get confidence from everywhere but within us, or from us. And so I say that that history that you study, Ghana Empire, Mali Empire, Asante Empire, all those, you will start to see, start to connect the dots. It repairs your mind, I tell you. Because the results are there. I have a lot of young people who, many of them just completed SS or HSS. And now they are very bold. And there's something I've seen about people who listen to us. They always tell you, now I'm confident. And then it dawned on me that many of our people lack confidence.
Where did that problem come from?
It's the conditioning.
Okay.
It's the conditioning. You cannot educate the people and tell them that, listen, you went to school, I don't know whether you went to school in Ghana, but almost every hero in that book is not African. It's a foreigner. So where is the wisdom of our forebears? Are you saying that we didn't have any civilization until some people came? So the kind of current, the current education that we have was not really designed to create thinkers and creators.
Is that the route to financial independence?
Everywhere. Everywhere. Whether Africans are building industries, developing new products, building our society, even our politicians. If they don't know where they come from and who they are, except what they were taught in school, they can't do much for us.
Except what they were taught in school?
Cool, yes. And much of what we are taught in school is not an education to build confidence of a people. If that is not true, look around and see. Why is it that if you ask the students here, if they put visa here, how many of them will live here? And yet everybody is coming to our country.
But you were educated abroad.
Which education? I had my 4-year education here, just 1 year. That's just an interjection. I wouldn't put my education abroad. No, I was educated in Ghana. Primary school, secondary school, junior secondary school, universities, yeah. Just happened to hop 1 year somewhere.
But you still had to do that.
No, 1 year cannot match 15 or 20 years. So much of my education, I'm an African educated, not foreign, no.
So why was that 1 year important?
It's the same intoxication. It's the same blindness. They tell you that you're not enough until you go somewhere to get some kind of education, which really is not true. Because education will make you see your opportunities around you. The examples that they gave us in those things, do you think we will come here and do something with it? You cannot really achieve a lot without you knowing your environment. Education is going deeper within you to know who you are and your environment. That's education. It brings who you are within. That kind of education did not bring anything because they were not talking about me. They were not. So you can go to any great university and come back and still mess up. And we can see that a lot of people have gone everywhere. Because really education is discovering you, who you are, and where you come from. Then you can solve problems. And so when you have that kind of discovery, when you're solving any problem, you're not scared. And you really will not wait for anybody to hold your hand and give you capital before you start. Because you know who you are.
You've been preaching this message for a very long time.
Yes.
Are you seeing the good works that you're doing in the people?
Hundreds and thousands. Many. You go to our Facebook page, you'll see it. I have WhatsApp groups, maybe 20,000 different. My number, if you go there, many. Whenever you organize something, you see people come. The stories that they share. So many. So many. People in their villages. When I travel, people see you and they come, they thank you. Just the other day, somebody came on one of our programs. He said that he's been listening to me for the last 8 years. Okay, this thing I started long ago. Yeah, and maybe I will give you the sequence of how I started this education. And he's been following it. He lives in America. He's a corporate man. He's become successful. And he said that I did one video and I said that, listen, Africa is our responsibility. We have to solve it. So that was the first time I was talking to him, just the last 2 days. And he said that I took that. And so I started to rechannel my money into Ghana. He said he had given up on Ghana. He would not come because we have destroyed his money. We Ghanaians are not trustworthy, that kind of thing. Now he has poultry farm, which is about 90,000 beds. He set up a computer programming or something like software development company here. And he moves around, but he frequents Ghana. This story is just one out of many who listen to us. There was this girl who was listening to us here, but she would not believe. He went to America. She was doing some job. She said that she was in depression. She was a graduate here, and she was working as a care somewhere. And out of her messages, she decided to come back and start something. Now she has her own distribution business. And she says it's not going back. She left a baby, which was 9 months, to go to America. There are so many people who are in England call us all the time. Okay, I have young boys who would just send their videos, the small shop that they have opened, the hardware shop that they have opened. A young man called me from the northern part of Ghana. He said that, boss, I'm a nurse, graduate nurse in a village somewhere. And I heard you say that everywhere that we are, there are problems there. And so he paid attention. He saw that the community that he was in, there was no pharmacy or there's no chemical shop. And so he and his friends, they contributed money. 5 people, everybody brings 1,000, it's your turn, you take. And out of that, he started that chemical shop. And now he's opening a clinic. Listen, in Africa, just as you plant a seed somewhere and it germinates, in some places you plant them and put fertilizer there, instead does not germinate. Every idea that you have here, there's potency in that idea to germinate. Somebody is telling you that you're not enough, and that's the problem that we have to overcome.
How does it make you feel when you hear the success stories?
That there's no better way to see people's lives change. Not because you have given them money, no, but because they have become bold in their own ability to create their own destiny. There's no greater help that you can give people than that. It's one thing to give you money, and there's another thing that you make your own money. And these are people, some of them make more than maybe probably what we make. I know a gentleman, he completed school, primary 3. He didn't go anywhere. He started to listen to what we teach. The other time he was going to go for spare parts, he went with about $100,000. He says that, boss, before had that not listened to you, I would probably use that money to buy a Land Cruiser because he thought he had reached. But when he started to listen to us, he said, I could do more. Now he pours oil, lubricants, major dealer. And his kind, we have many. The other day, your conference, a woman came to me and said that I listened to you. I and my husband, we have come to build hospital. And they came to the conference just to say thank you. Many like that. A lot of our teachings are not in English. And it's intentional.
Why?
You want to speak to the soul of your people, speak in the language they understand. We think that the English that you're speaking means that many of our people, how many Ghanaians have higher education degree? It's no more than 10%. It's no more than 10%. And so we intentionally restrict. So that my friend who is a mechanic, my brother who is a cocoa farmer, the teacher somewhere, there are so many teachers who just send you the farms. People are buying lands because of us. All the various platforms that we have been on. A lot of people abroad, they come, they buy land. Before, they didn't have confidence in ourselves, in our country. Now they're coming. Yesterday, somebody called me and said, I'm coming home because of you. So many people.
Why do you think everyone can be an entrepreneur?
Why can't everyone be an entrepreneur? In an economy that 80% of us are self-reliant, you are telling people to go and look for a job. That is for an economy that is 90% employee base with credit card, house loan and car loans. Even in those economies, that they say that they pay them well, they still support them with credit cards and all those. Here, who's supporting you with credit card? Who's supporting you with house loan, car loan? And you say that we should depend on 1,000 Ghana cedi a month because not every one of us can be an entrepreneur. You want financial freedom, you must solve business problems. If nothing at all, even if you are not building business, The fact that you can create value and get extra income is something that we must encourage. So if you want financial freedom for our people, based on our reality, don't tell people that not everybody can be an entrepreneur. That is there's a lot of concept that is coming from the West. And they don't apply here. It's just like them saying that everybody in Africa is $1 a day, those kind of things. If you move around Ghana, do you think that the minimum income or the average income is $2,000 a year, those kind of things? Do you think that if you move around, you see the cars that people drive and the houses that people live in, you go to your village, you think that they make $2,000? No. You see, the data that a lot of these organizations are using, they just use about 1%, 10% accurate data. A lot of what we have to assess is not something that they have the data to, even if they have good art to interpret things in our favor, they don't have the right data. Okay? So Africa's volumes are in what they call the informal sector. And that's where the wealth is, that's where the wisdom is, that's where the knowledge is. So if you want to become successful in our country, don't look at the 10%, that the ones that they bundle and give it to them. Not that one. If those things were true, our economy would have crashed long ago. In an economy that nobody gives you loan. With all these indicators, why do we still eat and build? But there's more volumes here. And that's why the foreigners come, they say there's money in Ghana. Why? Because the money that is in our country is not captured by the so-called data that they have. The size of our economy is far more than that. Don't believe those figures. How do you say that the people who came to colonize you and have always sought for you to be under them would then interpret data to make you say that you are making effort and you're growing? Do you think that's how the game is? So you're waiting for them to tell you that you're doing well. They will never do that because you're a jungle for them. Somebody must choose somebody. And so that's why you have to build your history so that you can see clearly. Other than that, you live a misery life. Okay? Because it's conditioned that the Africans must be slaves, must be the servants in everywhere. Go to anywhere in the world. Look at 70% of our people, what they do, and tell me if that is worth it. Go anywhere. Just the 1% top is not the meaning. No, go to England. You live there. Look at the Ghanaians. Majority of us, what do they do there? Independent of education background. Do you think that those things that we do there, we will do them here? Go to Australia. Go everywhere that Ghanaians are. Or Africans are. Nigerians, everywhere. Okay, so the data is said that you have to prime these people not to have confidence in who they are, in their heritage, in their prosperity, in their ability to create their own wealth so that you can enslave them forever. And that system has not changed. It still continues. It's in education, it's in our religious teachings, it's on our TV, in our movies, everywhere. So for you, African, to have mental freedom, you must have different data to interpret all these insurgents because they are insurgents. We are at war. We are not aware. Okay.
At war.
We are. Psychological warfare. Don't you see it? That the man is doing so well here. And he still don't value it. He will still not value it. He has dignity, freedom, pride, respect in society. He's built house for 10 bedroom here. And he's in England with a small corner somewhere, doing some job that you'll never be proud of. Psychological warfare. We just are not aware. And so it's our duty to bring it to the notice of our people. That freedom is first heart in your mind. Then it will express in your finances, in your connections. You know? So that
you know, a breaker. After the event,
yes,
I got a message from one of the ladies.
Yes.
Are we gonna get certificates?
That's right.
After attending the event. Why do you think our people are so concerned with the certificates?
Because the education does not make you to think beyond a certain measure. You can't be successful until you start to think critically. Certificate so that you can go and look for a job and tell somebody that I came to Konnected Minds and this is my certificate. Your certificate is the resource that you have. Great achievers in this world, that is their certificate, their resource. The other ones which are following everybody is their paper. So they hide behind their paper. That's why when you meet them, they're telling you, I'm an engineer, I'm a pharmacist. Where is the proof? Because the proof of your education is what you have produced. It's not the salary that you take. It's not the work that you do. It's the freedom, the ingenuity. Everybody must be able to produce something. And that thing that you produce must be able to bring you freedom. And much of that freedom is financial freedom.
How about the problems that comes on the path of trying to produce something? How do we deal with that?
Even the human being that the women carry, they are bringing life into existence. There's still difficulty. That's how the world operates. Everything that you want to birth, any greatness, there's pain. And that's why when you don't have self-acceptance and self-identity and confidence, you can't endure the process. Okay? Because there are so many things that will be thrown at you. So you cannot have a high level of self-doubt and be a great achiever. You must be self-driven. Courage is required. Your ability to overcome inertia is key to success.
Let me stop you here for a minute. We are on a journey of changing the minds and the lives of people. So if you haven't subscribed and become part of the family, please hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification. Thank you. Now let's carry on with the conversation. You're probably the most optimistic, positive person I've ever known since the last time we spoke. And as a testament to you, you know, I sometimes I speak to you about some of the problems I go through in business, and you're like, nah, forget about the problems. Just keep going.
Yes.
Where do you get that from?
The history. It situates everything.
But what happens to the emotions we feel every day about the problems we go through?
Yeah, so we understand emotions will get today, to get up, we will die off tomorrow. So the emotions should not decide the forever, if you want. It's emotions. Somebody has chopped your money today. Put that in perspective. Why did he even chop that money in the first place? What were the lapses in your decision making? What did you look for? Was that person even brought up? Today I was training some of our workers. We told them that, listen, in this life, if you want to become successful, you cannot deviate from the topology. What it means is that if this is the truth, the farther you go from the truth, you cannot become successful. The truth does not change. So if you're an honest person and you move from that, no matter what material gains that you get, eventually you will lose. Okay, the love, the compassion, your work ethics, your positivity, you cannot deviate from that. That is you. And wherever you take that one, you succeed. Many people don't have that topology. Okay? So they deviate, they're looking for everything but themselves. Just like your ability to continue to learn and to discover yourself. You cannot take that one out and think that you can be successful and still be fulfilled and happy and content. No. There's one thing to have money, and there's another thing to have inner joy.
Okay, talk to me.
And there's another thing to have even value on human lives. There's nothing that will bring you greater joy than sticking with your core beliefs that does not, or that do not deviate from the topology, if you want. Okay? Wow. Those are intrinsic truths that human beings must have to develop. Many people deviate from that in their quest to look for money. No. You cannot sacrifice our people to get money and think that you'll be fulfilled. No. It doesn't work. So if you even see nations that sacrifice human beings for their wealth, you see the consequences. You see the guns, you see the knives, you see everything. Because they deviated from the core, which is human value. So everything that you do, if it will sacrifice human value, you don't need it. Eventually, when you steal from the other one, you are actually stealing from yourself. This core, these are principles, eternal principles that you abide with. And once you have them, then you don't need to steal from the shop. Just go gradually, you'll get there. And you'll be as happy as anybody. You know, so these are principles of wealth creation. Because the essence value is the human. The treasure on earth is in humans. So if you destroy another human, you're destroying the treasure. And there's no treasure than inner joy and peace. You know, and these core things we have to teach our people that so that they can have self-value. That the fact that you have completed school and you don't have a job here does not mean there's nothing here. Just develop those things. Develop them. And the thing about it is that if you don't develop them, you can go anywhere. We have seen a lot of Ghanaians move everywhere. and they want to come back. There's equal measure of Ghanaians who want to come back than those who want to go. Many of them who have lived 20, 30 years abroad, they are finding every way to come back. Many of them, I'm telling you. Why? Because you can't deviate from the core truth. So success is really changing lives. And this is not just saying. These are principles. You see, the things that we teach, we are not talking about motivation. We are talking about systems. Design systems that will bring you results. The history that I talk about, this is part of the system. It's a core foundational system that you cannot have proper success in anything if you don't know who you are and where you come from. It's part of the system. So the things that we teach about finance, these are systems. Entrepreneurship is a system. I'm not coming to tell you that not everybody is born an entrepreneur. I won't say that. The guy has completed university 5 years now. He's at home. There's a land at his village. He can start cassava farm. You're telling him that you can be an entrepreneur. What are you saying? What's entrepreneurship? It's not solving problems. Is there any magical thing about it? In countries that they wanted to enslave people and make people live on salary, those are the ideologies that they promoted. We don't have that part to development. So a lot of the things that they teach, we cannot bring them to our people. And so sometimes when I see there is colonization of ideologies, and you can see that in AI as well, and Africans must do that. Because you see, it's not just the physical space that they colonize knowledge as well. That's why they told you that your people were nothing, and you believe it. There are a lot of fantastic innovators in Ghana. Where do we find them? So the same. So the ideologies is what they push there. So are you able to see which one is right and which one is wrong? Even the star that you promote, you don't have to say your podcast as if you were in New York in the name of you going international. Because really, many people who watch you are still Africans anyway. Very few Caucasians or Chinese will really watch you. Much of the traction will come from
Our people.
our people.
Yes.
So you have to talk in that context. You have to talk in that context. A lot of our musicians, where did they have the attraction? It's here.
From home.
That's it. How many Ghanaian musicians started abroad and are known globally?
Wow.
How many? Tell me. Footballers, innovators, how many? It's here. The Africa that we say is bad is the same Africa that is breeding this. Because that's the truth. Where your root is where you germinate, you develop your strength from. And that's where your support is. This one is not debatable. Okay? So look here and build something. Even when you are bringing all these ideas, like you write books, you must write books that the people can read and relate to in the environment. Examples must be here. Because you are speaking to them so that they can use it to produce something, get results. It's not just an ideas. It's the things that you have practiced, that you have done. You have found a way because you are still moving. We are finding inroads, if you want. Because the things that have been dumped on us, they were dumped on us to confuse us. So sometimes I listen to people and say, no, this one does not cut it. It won't get you results. The people must be clear. The ability to have clear thinking, clarity of thought is a tool for success.
Where does religion play a role in this?
People ask me a lot about religion. Religion that is built on love, truth, acceptance, justice, I'm for it. But the one that's telling you that your grandmother is for me, that's something, that's calm. The one that is telling you that I've prayed for you, you become successful, I pour oil on you, so don't, in spite of your financial ignorance, you'll be wealthy. No, it deviates this principle of knowledge as a seed of anything. So if you're going to become financially successful, then you must have the required knowledge in that. Freedom is in knowledge. So anything that you have resource in, the base of it is what? It's the knowledge. You can't build a nation if you don't have the knowledge to build it. You can't build a factory if you don't have the knowledge. You can't build a studio if you don't have the knowledge.
But do you think that even some of the people leading the people also don't know, or they know?
We judge you by your resource.
I
talk of topology. The more you deviate from the core truth, you don't know it. Even if it benefits you. You may seem like you know it and you are twisting it. The fact that you're able to twist the truth to gain self means that you are lied to self. Because eventually it will destroy you. Just like you drinking poison. So they may seem like they know it, but they don't want to teach it. It's not true. You cannot really have the truth and teach lies. I don't believe in it. Because the most valuable things in life are human lives. So if you destroy human lives, you will deceive yourself. That's my core belief. And because we look at the results, if what you're teaching is right, why are the people confused? Why are the people looking for visa to jump out? Did you not tell us that God is everywhere? Why are they stealing at the workplace? So they are stealing because of what you have taught them. So teach them the truth so that they can feed themselves. And those who come to the financial information scale that they have to be equipped with.
Are people making a deliberate effort to keep people where they are so they can control them?
Some people believe that, okay? But even if you do that, you can't hide the truth. Eventually, it will blow on you. Some people have those core beliefs that not everybody can become successful. Not all of us were born rich. Some of us would have to be servants. I don't believe in that. Because if that were true, then God will not give everybody talent. The fact that he gave everybody talent means that everybody can be somebody. And so the little you can do to help them to become that somebody is a service to God. But don't believe that you intentionally have to keep some people poor so that they can wash your car for you. That's a lie. Those things can be done by robots if you're innovating. There are things that machines are doing now that human beings don't have to do. Human beings must have dignity. Is anything that takes off dignity from humans? Unacceptable.
I'm sure you are enjoying this conversation at this point. And have done an episode with my senior man here. And it was a fantastic conversation. And for me, every time I speak with him, I have to pause because I need to think about what he said. So I want to give our audience in the studio today the opportunity to also ask questions. So the first person I will take is my young entrepreneur, Albright, who was one of our Connected champions in the Connected Academy group. So Albright.
Thank you so much for this opportunity. I'm really enjoying the conversation. Indeed, the capital is me. But my question is, what daily habit or routine has contributed most to your long-term success?
Daily habits.
Wow, daily habits. Knowledge acquisition every day. Knowledge acquisition every day. I read, I search, I listen, I watch YouTube video. The time that internet was not popular, okay, I will buy CDs and watch them. Some of them were not even Ghanaian content. I was watching them constantly. And it's not today. Anybody who has known me, I have hundreds of books. Okay, it's the knowledge. It protects you. And the more you can centralize the knowledge based on what we have, that's it. So daily habits, knowledge acquisition every day. Because I knew that the school knowledge was not enough. It was not cut for it. So for the certificate, it ended there. I had to do what I had to do. And that would mean that I had to re-educate myself for life. The other thing is that when I get up, you do business, so you must work. So you go to your routine. And I about 80% of the time, I will take my children to school as well. That's the time that I talk to them. You bond with them. That meant a lot to me. So whenever you're going, you ask them questions, they ask you questions. So that is something that I will not take for granted. But again, connecting with the right people. Ambitious people who are not thinking at the low level. You buy a car, they are angry. No, those are not the people I'm looking at. They are looking at your house. That's not it. I'm looking at people who are looking at changing destinies. So minds like that, I connect with them. And many times they may not even be physical. They may be very distant. Some of them are even dead people. But I love connecting with them because of the mind. I have some men that I listen to almost every day. Anytime that I'm not so happy, I watch them and I become alive. Why? Because of the depth of knowledge that they share. So these are routines that I go through.
Can you share one person you listen to the most? One person.
Wow. This apostle, he changed my life. He's dead. Frederick Casey Price. He did a series on race, religion, and racism. When I was doing masters, that's my blessing. There was no YouTube, but they had this website that they were streaming, and some of them were on demand. I watched them. That's why I had my boldness. Earlier than that, I read articles from Dr. Ronoko Rashidi, Dr. Molefi Asante. I tell you, I didn't understand why, as Africans, we're in that situation. So I was looking for answers. And I think they really broke the system down for me to understand it. And I could accept myself. If you're abroad and you're coming home and you're scared, you don't have that content. That's why you're scared. The moment you have that content, your consciousness will restore. Africans have cultural sense, which is beautiful. But the consciousness will restore your dignity as an African. Boldness, courage. And so those are the things that I feed on.
Awesome.
Routine, yeah.
Awesome. Albright, has that answered your question? Great. Then we'll go to Charles. Charles is also from our Connected Academy community, the community for entrepreneurs.
All right. Thank you, sir, for this opportunity. I feel like today is the day the Lord has made for me because I've been a serious student of your works. I've been watching your seminars online 24/7. Like, it really shifts my mind on how I should carry myself and be focused on finances and everything that will make me increase my potential for my work. So my work has been going well. I'm a fashion entrepreneur. I shop online. I have my customers, my boys I supply. So it's been good. And my question is, I have this amount of money in a bank. And I know that banks, the rate is like, it's not going to help me if I keep that money over there. So I just want to ask if it's advisable for me to use that money in the business or I should keep it there for a meantime and see if I can increase, because I have a motive of getting a studio, right? I have a motive for getting a studio. So I want to see, but the money is not enough for that studio yet. So I would like to ask if it's okay to leave it there or I have to, is there any way I can use that money to do any other business rather than leaving it in the bank, just like that? Yeah.
Thank you. A lot of us will not have access to bank loans, investors. The strategy we use was organic growth, putting back the money, expanding yourself. What you're doing, if you're not making, I think your target should be at least, I believe in the zeros. So maybe 10 cities a month. Then you add another zero, it goes to 100 cities. Another zero, it goes to 1,000. So which one are you? It goes to 10,000, 100,000, a million a month. Mark yourself that way. So let's say you are under 10,000 a month. You don't have to keep the money. Grow the business. Make sure that if you're selling, let's say 10 clothes every month, how do you get to 20 or 30? So give yourself that mark. I really think that anybody who is making about 100,000 profit, money that you don't use, you don't need every month, you're not doing badly at all in our economy. That your business can give you that. So that should mean that maybe you're doing about 300,000, 400,000 a month. That's not bad business at all, because that then crosses about 5 million, maybe a year. So if you can get that 100,000, so wherever your number is, I would say that focus on organic growth, expand. Because a lot of us, the money that we can fall on from the banks they are too expensive. And so once you become so much reliant on them, you prevent your growth. So the little money that you have, expand your business constantly until you get into the millions. And that's the part that we actually took. We took one shop to 2, to 3, to 4, to 5, to 6. We have our own workshops that we have 3-story workshop that we built. We have our office, you came there. Yeah. We built all of them without loans. Okay? A lot of apartment units that we have, none of them was sponsored by anybody from anywhere. It's the same thing. Once you get the business to a certain stage, that you're able to have full grip of the business, make sure that you focus on expanding and building the asset base. Because there's nobody coming for you. I'm telling you. If you so focus on that. Grow it. Then you try to, and don't just be in haste to go and buy a nice car. No. Focus on the growth. It gets to a point that even if your business collapses, the other things that you have pushed money in will still be there. Yeah. And those are the things that we have really done. And that's the model that we have used. Okay? And I think that you can use that.
You're a fantastic man. That's why I keep saying that you're one of my favorite people in Ghana. Yeah. You've done great. When you speak, I almost feel where the message is coming from. You know, very smooth, very quiet, very gentle, and very honest. Thank you for supporting these young ones for me. I had to pull them in. There's one more person that's got a question for you. I had to pull them in, to come and ask questions. But I know that my faithful entrepreneur, Albright, has got another question. So I'll throw it back at her again.
Okay.
If you were to start a business today in Ghana with limited resources, what industry or what area would you focus on first? Let's say I've given you 90 days to do that.
You have 90 days. You have limited resources to start a business.
Yes.
What industry are you going to go into?
Ghana, our economy, almost every industry is open. Whether it's health, whether it's agriculture, whether it's education, whether it's construction, even financing, people giving women money, mobile money, services, everywhere. Okay? So it's merely the need in any area. Go to any of our district capitals, our villages and towns. I know people who have sunk just one borehole, and is charging. And out of that one borehole, he has multiples of them now. People who are creating toilets and taking money, small money from them, who are now into big-time development, employee architects and project managers who speak in English there. And the core business of the one who is into that development is just normal KVIPs. So, all right, it can be agriculture, it can be even okra, tomato. It can be you getting into mobile money accessories. There's this young man that normally part of our network, and he says phone accessories at Circle. Before he started listening to us, he was not really paying attention to his money. The other day, he told me that he was saving 300 every day now. Okay? 300 every day. And he didn't start with much. He didn't even have anybody to support him. The other day, I did a program on digital world. And I said that we vacillate in those worlds now. So you cannot be cut from it. Yesterday he sent me a message that he went on TikTok and just one night he sold 3,000. Okay? So you have technology. Beautiful lady. Just get to Kaishi and see products that you can easily put your phone on or your camera on and see what you cannot sell. So everywhere that there are challenges, there are needs, people are looking for them. Okay? And one of the greatest component that we undervalue is the product called knowledge.
Wow.
It's in high demand in our country, and yet many people don't even know it. And people think it should be free. Like what we're sharing now.
Yes.
People pay millions to get them. What I shared the other day, Saturday, is something that you can make a lot of money from. And we share this for free. Why? Because really, people's confusion. If you solve that, you have projected them to succeed.
Yes.
And so knowledge is a critical product that many of us, and a lot of you have expertise, you have skills. Learn how to monetize that. Learn how to turn that into a source of income. You don't need to complete university and wait for somebody to give you a job. That world is over now. When you were in the university, we didn't have Telegram and WhatsApp and TikTok and YouTube, affiliate marketing, everything that is happening in the digital world. Now you are there. So the time that you come out to say that I'm looking for a job, it means that you didn't live in your time. You didn't live in your time at all. So think anew. Think anew. If you have a YouTube channel for now, okay, you can put anything on it. It will drag for the first 2 years or so. But when it starts to make you $100 and you're a student, by the time you complete school, do you need somebody to employ you?
No.
Facebook. And sometimes it's not even what they pay you. When you build the attention there, when you build the followership, anything that you put there. Our seminars, what do you think we organize them? Is the email list? Is the WhatsApp groups? Is the Telegram? Is the SMS? Is the live programs that we do, the connectivity? We do online programs. And do you know where we get them? Because that is almost like following.
Yeah.
And everybody is looking for something to better their lives.
Is it easier
to
be a millionaire now?
Far easier. Far easier. Just build attention. If it's fufu, if it's chopper that you have, put a camera on it and see. I know a young man who says fast food. He has a lot of following on TikTok. Every day you go to the joint, SQ. People are looking for something. Can you find them? The reason these superstars and celebrities, the reason that people look for them is what? It's because of the media.
Yeah.
It's the same opportunity that all of us have now. Build a following in any of these platforms. And whatever idea that you have, whatever product, whatever skill, can go. There's no point that a lecturer will sit there and say that I'm waiting for the government to pay me 20,000. When you can have a farm, you can even teach what you know. There are a lot of courses now. There are more. You see, you just have to find a way to get to where the masses are. And sometimes it may not even be in English.
Doesn't have to be in English.
No, it doesn't have to be. Ghana is 35 million people. If you get 1% of it, it's how much? 10% is 3.5. 1%, check it and see. At least 350,000 or so. You think that is weak number? Get 0.1% of that. Every day you can get 1,000 people to buy whatever that you have. Okay, so those are numbers.
But you speak of it as, and I'm speaking from the message that comes from Twitter.
Yes.
It's not easy.
We said that it's easy. Stay there broke. It's very tough to be broke. It's far easier to try to become successful than staying there to be poor. So it's easier to become successful. So it's not easy at your level. It's a thinking process. It's a thinking framework. You don't have to think like that if you want to become successful in anything that you do.
We are not going to stop this recording today. I have another question from Charles.
Yes.
He wants to have another go.
Okay.
All right, sir. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
I'm talking about savings and when you work, so you put the money back into the business to expand.
Yes, sir.
So where or how much can you save? Because savings is also important. When you save your money will save you. I heard that a couple of times. So how much should we be able to save, set aside, not touching it for maybe rainy days, and how much should we reinvest back to the business?
You see, those are some of the jargons that they have used internationally, where we don't have access. People with credit cards will be telling you save money. When you are building business and you have product, you are selling 10 of these caps. You have saved 100 Ghana, and there's order for 10, and you have 5. Are you going to keep the money there? The machine that you have created will make sure that you get money every day. And so for me, saving is keeping money to put back in the business. It's not going to put in an account for somebody to give you 1%. How many years would it take you to multiply that money? There's this young man who listens to us, and just like you, educated. The mother says, Burkina, you know Burkina, that white drink. And he's shy to even take it to the market. So one time he went to the mother. He said, Mama, I want to take it to the market. He said, oh. And he told me that he was shy. So the mother gave him about maybe 400 product or something. And he found a way to take it to the market. At the end of the day, he had sold 600 Ghana cedis. So he made at least 200. If he had put 400 in a savings account in Ghana, the whole year is how much? Okay, so when you are building, don't keep money somewhere saying that bank will pay you interest when your business is struggling to have money. Just make sure that the system that you're building is strong enough that you see money every day. It's not about savings if you want to create wealth per se, like keeping money for somebody to pay you interest or for rainy day, but it's really building a machine that cash flows every day. Okay, so for instance, my wife and I, it's not like we keep money somewhere so that at the SS we can keep it somewhere, but really what we focus on is you being able to count money every day. Because the richest people in the world, they count money every day. That's why they're rich.
That reminds me of Coach.
Yes.
That reminds me of some of the things he said. This is a fantastic advice. I think you've done an amazing job. There's one more student that wants to speak with you. So I've now got Isabella in the studio. So it's now Isabella and Albright. And the reason I kept Albright in the studio is because she was a winner of the Konnected Champions. So I want her to have more value as well. So I kept her in, and then I brought in Isabella. And she has got some questions to ask you. So I want to give her the floor to ask her first question.
Okay.
I want to ask, if you were starting over today with limited capital, what would be your first 3 strategic moves.
Strategic moves that you would take if you were starting out again. Strategic moves that you would take.
You see, you look for problem. That is very much important to people. Look for something in the community that there is demand for. And then you start with that. There's no business until what you have is needed. Okay?
Okay, repertoire.
Yes. There's no business. If what you're selling, nobody wants it. And so you want to sell, let's say, women's slippers. And where you're selling it, there are no women. Then there's no business. So whichever solutions that you have, whichever product, service, there should be a need for it. So I would just look for the community or problems. Maybe the boys are there, they are looking for choba, they don't have any. And so I said choba there, very simple, not complicated, very simple one. So long as there is demand for it. And many times you are modeling the business. So don't put everything that you have in it. You are just testing a concept.
Okay.
If you fails, you can try another one. Okay? I told this lady and the husband from Canada, they followed what we teach and they have relocated. I told them that until you have a model that is working, don't put everything in it.
Yeah.
So they started poultry farm with 400 bears. Meanwhile, they came with some money. But now they understand it. So there's bears, there's turkey, there's all kind of things. And they are now focusing on this one. Why? Because in an environment, model it first, test it. If you lose more money, you can go to the next one. If you put everything in it and it's locked, and that's why we say that don't go and look for somebody's money or bank loan and test something with it. Because now, you see, business is about action. It's about what you do on the floor. When you hit the floor, all that is in your head is different though. It's what you're doing that will give you proper feedback. Okay, and you're going to learn. It's just like you building anything. You will test it. And when you're testing some things, you'll be corrected. So the idea is perfect only in your head. When you hit the ground, then you get sense. And so test it with the little that you have. And once you become a bit, skilled, you understand, you get the feedback right, you know who wants what, then the little that you have, you can gradually start to add.
You keep adding up.
That's right.
We have spoken about what people need to build
Yes.
to become independent financially, mentally, and every other thing that we've spoken about. But what are some of the things that people do also that keeps them broke?
Because one, if you think that is luck and miracle and favor that will make you rich, that's non-starter. So you stay there for a while. Once in a while, somebody will win lotto at 1 out of a million. So you take full responsibility for your financial status. That makes a lot of things, very easy, because then you know that whether you are winning or you're losing, a lot of it depends on how you act. So, and lack of financial education is also key. And we call something lifestyle inflation.
Lifestyle
inflation. Any money that you make, you blow it. You increase your lifestyle. You're using 1,000 cedis. You're using this phone, it was okay. Then you get another 10,000, now you have changed your phone. So really the increase was not much, was not needed. Because you can't gather money to invest when you spend everything that you make. You destroy everything that you make. So your ability to control and keep something and put in something that will bring returns is a way to get out of poverty. So if you are paid 10,000 or 100,000 a month and you spend everything, you are the one who is not making much. The only difference is the enjoyment. But really, when there's a strike, all of you have the same challenge. So that's why somebody executive top, paid a lot of money, but when they fire them from their job, the next minute, they are begging everybody. So the wealthy is not really what you drive or where you live per se, but what works when you don't work.
Wow. Emmanuel
Yes.
is from our entrepreneurs community. And he's got a question for you. He says that he's heard you speak on several occasions on this podcast as well. But he has a strong feeling that you have a certain understanding of spirituality. And he wants you to elaborate on how you see and understand spirituality.
Religion and spirit things are very much important to our people. But it is part of life, I think. I see the spiritual as just the same thing, not deviating from the core truth. That's spiritual sense. You can't tell me that you're a spiritual person and you're dishonest, cheating people, you're lying, you're cruel. I don't see that as you being spiritual. Spiritual is higher sense of operation, reflecting. God is a spirit. And I don't think God will steal your money. So if you say you reflect God, then I want to see that character in you. So really, a higher sense of spirituality is you at least trying to mimic the God that you say you serve.
Wow.
Yeah, that's spiritual. It's not you trying to say, hey, I've seen something. No. Anybody can see anything. I will bring it to the character, the love that you have, the way you treat one another.
Great.
For me, that is really what they call spiritual.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Isabella, you have another question. I can tell.
But did I answer your question?
Yeah, okay. Definitely. I can tell that your next question was just coming out of your mouth.
Okay. I want to go into farming, but I don't want to be a farmer. I want to buy from the farmers and distribute it to the market women. How do I do it?
How do you do it? Antioquia has been doing it for 100 years or 20 years. When we were children, Antioquia, what is the name of this? Okay. She will go to the farm and buy a plantain, a lot of them. Okay, so go to where the farmers are, buy them. A lot of our women will sit on care, go to where the tomato farmers are, the onion farmers are, the cassava farmers are. You see, the problem with those of us with school and English is that we have left a lot of the economy in the hands of those we say didn't go to school. So go to them and learn from them. Every market there's a queen there, a particular product. Go to them. They have better information than what I will tell you here. Every product that you decide to go into, they know almost everything about it. Okay? So when you go, maybe you will see lapses that you can maybe take advantage of, for lack of a better word. But really, they have a lot of information, more than what I will sit here and so go to the women who are doing it. Okay? Every industry, there are people who are doing it, and they've been doing it, and they are doing so well. Some of them have taken all their children to school. They have become doctors now. They don't want to go to do those things again. And they are on building 3-bedroom with a bank loan.
Yeah.
Okay? All right.
I think that's a fantastic answer. Emmanuel again.
Yes.
He says he's in debt. What practical steps can he take to become debt-free?
Stop borrowing.
Okay.
And take the responsibility to say that I want to pay this debt. And when they call you, pick. And whoever you owe, go there and tell them, I owe this much, but I don't have it now. Maybe agree on something, put something on paper. Give me 6 months, 1 year time. I'll be able to, maybe I owe 10,000. I'll be able to stagger it from 6 months' time, 1,000 every month. But let me go and build myself first. Maybe if you can place a hold on the interest. People, when you owe people, it's not so much that they want their money, but it's the disrespectfulness attached to the debt that you, or their money with you. Their money is with you, they call you, don't pick. And you are even telling them that they are stupid. Meanwhile, if it were you, you would have gone there to bully them. And so, in as much as it's very inconvenient and sometimes hard, when you owe somebody, you don't have the freedom. That's why you have to be respectful and to be truthful and say that I want to handle this. So give me time. And whatever that you agree, when you can meet it, get back and talk to them. Many times it's a stage. And so when you're in debt, don't kill yourself. Don't beat yourself. You and the debt, they are different. Your foolish self created the debt. But it's not you. Your wise self can correct that. Okay, business comes with a lot of troubles and difficulties. So when you are in it, just always have the mind that it's a process, it's a stage. And I can come out if I become better.
If I become better.
Yes.
I love it.
Yes. You can't solve it unless you become better. So that's why you need knowledge. Entrepreneurship is about knowledge acquisition, 90% of the time. You can't win if you're not making the right decisions. The reason you got into debt is because your decisions were not right. The parameters that you used to make those decisions were wrong. So now you have to have different parameters. And then you can correct it.
I have had the best time of my life. I've had the opportunity to sit down with a man that I respect so much, and to also have people in our entrepreneurs community to sit here and also ask questions as part of the audience. It's a beautiful day. It's a fantastic conversation that we've had. And I hope you have enjoyed this conversation. My senior, Kwabena Obeng Darko, is on YouTube. I'll leave all the details in the description. He has a Facebook account, TikTok, Instagram. You can find him everywhere. He's the man that has started the revolution of changing the minds of people. He has 11 books written to his name.
13.
13 books now.
Yeah. The last one is financial systems.
Right. So get yourself copies. I'm going to drop the details in the description so you can get copies. My aim for this whole podcast and this whole conversation is that when we are thinking of strategies to apply to our businesses, we think of Kwabena Obeng Darko, we think of Eko Eshon, we think of Derrick Abaitey, we think of Kweku Ansan, we think that's the aim of this. We need more of our people to get into the information space so that we can apply their principles to our problems. We're doing just that because of you. So thank you so much for being a part of this family and making it to the end. My name is Derrick Abaitey, and I would want you all to say thank you to our senior man, Kwabena Obeng Darko, in the comments. Take care of yourselves, and I'm out.